This was a really big month. Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back. We are in the yarn closet. And we know what that means. That means we're here for a stash update for the month of September. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this because most of my month of September was pretty darn boring in terms of ins and outs, which we will talk about in a second. But then there was something very exciting that happened and I wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to wait and do a combined update with September, October. So I figured I'd film a really quick little update for all of you and we can talk about what is going on. Now, at the end of August, I had dipped below 100 for the second time this year, and I was at 90 skeins. Now, I had already been below 100 in the double digits back in May. In May, I ended up in the double digits, but then life happened. Things happened, yarn happened, and I went back over 100. And I have been there until August where I dipped back down to 90 skeins. So let's see where we went today. I had also made some pretty lofty statements in my last video where I suggested that I might be able to cut that in half by the end of the year. And I think as soon as I said that, I was like, oh God, what did I do? What have I just said? I can't do that. But I knew some things that were coming. I think, I don't know, we might be able to get pretty close. Let's talk about what happened in September and then we'll talk about the rest of the year. All of the yarn that came in the month of September is kind of boring. No, it's not boring yarn, but it's boring in the sense that it came in and went out immediately. It is not a new addition to my yarn stash. It is something that I pulled from someplace else and immediately cast on. So the first thing I did was I pulled 2 skeins of hand spun yarn that I had spun earlier this year and I made musselburgh hats. So I spun this out of Into the World Rhinebeck. This is 100% superwash Cheviot, and this one is Shetland from Malia Made It. This was part of my Tour de Fleece box, and this one's really cool because it starts with like a pinky blue on this side, and then on the other side it fades to green. Now, the fun thing about both these hats is this one I made a little bit too small, and this one I made a little bit too big. They both fit, they both can get worn, but you know, neither of them are perfect. I'll get there one day, I'll figure it out. But anyway, both of these were in and out immediately because I pulled them from my hand spun wall where I have all of my skeins hung up and immediately cast on. And my hand spun is not something that I currently count in my stash, but I think that's going to change soon. The only other thing that came in the month of September is 4 skeins of my own hand-dyed yarn in the colorway Be a Pepper. And I used that to cast on a new design. This will be the off-season shell. And I'm not done. I'm not done, but I am pretty confident that I'll be using 4 skeins, or at least dipping into that 4th skein for this one. So that is 4 skeins that came in and then 4 skeins that went out immediately because I cast something on. Oh no, I forgot something. Oh shoot. Oh, can I get out of here without messing up the camera? Ugh. All right, so when talking about skeins that went out, we already know that I have 6, right? Because I have 4 from my new design and 2 musselburghs. But I have some other stuff that went out this month, which is exciting because I feel like I haven't dipped into my stash in a while because I've been working so much on shop samples. But this is another musselburgh. I also can't believe I made 3 musselburghs this month. What? considering I've only made one in the past and then I suddenly made 3 this month. That feels weird, but this is in Knit Picks Swish DK. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Knit Picks Swish DK in the colorway EDM. I was blanking for a second there. And I made this muscle bra for my husband. He still doesn't know about it. And I will be giving this to him, I think, for Christmas. Not sure. Might give it to him beforehand, but for right now, it's staying a secret. So that is one additional skein that went out. So we are up to 7 so far. And then something big happened. And I knew this was coming. I knew it was something that I wanted to do in September or October, and I managed to cast it on September 29th, so it still counts. I got it in September, and that is that I cast on a blanket with my Little Wolf Knits Moana inspired countdown, and I cannot fit it in the screen. Here, let's fold it in half so I can hold it up for you. And there are ends everywhere because I haven't woven anything in yet. But I started this on the 29th, which was just a couple days ago when I'm filming this, and I am already on color number 7 in here. So things are going really well, and I didn't want to like start this and be like, oh, I have all these skeins out of my stash now, and then like never touch it again. So I'm really happy with myself that it's bringing me so much joy, and I am really enjoying working on it, and I want to work on it constantly. So I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna get this finished this month. Or, you know, at the very least next month. Like it will be done 100% before the end of the year. Anyway, if you have been around here and you know anything about this countdown, you can do the math already, and you will know that this means I now have 30 skeins that have been taken out of my stash. 30! Because I count all of my mini skeins as one, and as soon as I start a project, it's out of my stash. So this will be using 30 mini skeins, and I have now removed 30 skeins from my stash. Super excited, loving every second of it. It's so squishy. It's amazing. I can't wait to keep working on it. I'm really enjoying every second of this project. So what that means is we had 4 skeins for a new design, 3 muscle burras, so that's 3 skeins, so that's 7 total, and then 30 for my blanket, which I am still housing all of my unwound balls in this market basket that I got from Brie as well. And that means our total is 37 skeins out. So we had 6 skeins in, 37 skeins out, for a net of 31 skeins out this month. And that means that our total for the month of September is now 59 skeins. 59. I honestly never thought I was going to get this low. Truly, 100%. When I started this video series and I started counting how many skeins I had in my collection and what I wanted to do with my stash moving forward, I 100,000,000,000% did not think I would be under 100, let alone at 59 skeins. And now that I'm here, I want to go further. Not because I want to get stuff out of my stash or because I think it's bad to have a large stash or anything, but because I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the way things are going right now. I love it. I love when I look at my stash and I feel really inspired by what I have in front of me, and I can think of ideas for everything, and I don't feel overwhelmed by anything. And it feels so good. It feels so good. And I'm so close to getting everything exactly in my little bins that are above my head, exactly the way I want them. I have like just a tiny bit of overflow. So I really want to try, by the end of the year, I want to try and get below 50. I really want to try it. And I feel like that's not that unobtainable. It's only 9 skeins away, right? But Rhinebeck is coming up. I don't really intend to buy any yarn at Rhinebeck, but it is coming. You never know. We'll see. And I also just know what projects that I have planned for the rest of the year, and none of them use the stash yarn that I have. Maybe one uses some yarn from stash that I have. So timing wise, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know. Honestly, I would really, really love to get below 45 for some reason. I don't know why. I just like, I think because I said last time when I was at 90 that I wanted to cut it in half, it's stuck in my head, that number of being below 45 and actually being successful at getting to half of that number. That feels a really far way away. I don't know if I can do that without like actually just destashing some yarn and getting rid of it. And I don't want to. I love everything that I have left. So we will see how I go from here on out. I have no idea how the last quarter of this year is going to play out. I have ideas and goals and projects that I know I want to work on, but those projects and plans that I have and my stash don't really mesh. The Venn diagram doesn't really overlap. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited and I feel so good. I feel so, so good about where my stash is right now. And I'm really happy that I did this because it makes me feel so much less, I don't know, mentally crowded than I was before. Again, not that having a big stash is bad or anyone should have a certain stash number and anything over it is cluttered and bad. I don't think that at all. I think your stash is whatever makes you happy. But for me right now, where I am mentally and aesthetically, this is so good. And it is so what I want. And I love every second of it. And I'm so excited for getting through this final quarter of the year and then heading into next year where I think I'm going to start working on incorporating my hand spun into my stash and really making plans for that as well and thinking about those numbers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm so excited. I can't wait. 59 skeins. It feels so good. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Please, if you are enjoying following me along on this stash journey, consider liking and subscribing so that you get to see the rest of the journey and see if I make it below 50 by the end of the year. So other than that, until next time, take care of you and I will see you later. Bye.